Hi, hey, hello, welcome to my video. I'm Venomous Valkyrie, and today I am making a update on my OC video. Because that video is literally a year old, and it is outdated. Oh my god, outdated. So I'm gonna update it. Oh yeah, not to mention, the video is called The Evolution of My Ocs. I might just make this a video talking about my OCs and introducing them, instead of it being, oh, this is the evolution of them. I'm just gonna ramble and splice it up and see how it goes. First of all, we got Valkyrie, who's more of a mascot than a persona. I originally called them a persona, but I see them more as a mascot or whatever. It's just a character I made that I like the design of, basically. Then we have Zoe. I'm thinking about reviving her, probably redesign her some. I still like her design, but she's not a series character or anything, she's just a character design I like, just like Valkyrie, basically. And we have Samuel. He is absolutely fabulous, and he's a very stuck-up, snobby guy. I guess you could say he's a very glitzing glam kind of character. He's a character I made because I just felt like it, and I got heavily inspired off a drawing I saw online, so that's how I made him. Samuel is a overly dramatic, sassy guy too. He will literally cry for 5 hours because he broke a nail, because he be that way. Samuel is straight up just an icon, and if you don't worship the ground he stands on, then you need to get therapy. Like, immediately! This man will put 10 plus hours into his appearance, and it is a must to appreciate. And then we have Danlin, who is just as fabulous as Danlin. I can't talk. Then we have Danlin, who is just as fabulous as Samuel. I originally made him on Little Big Planet. And so forth, I continued using him. For a while there, I didn't draw him, and I recently redesigned him, so now I'm obsessed with him again. He's also a fashion icon, just like Samuel. As for his name, I straight up just combined random words, so that's why his name is like that. I've thought about changing it, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so the rest of these characters are Bad Scientist characters. Bad Scientist being the series I'm trying to make at the moment that involves a lot of old characters that I'm reviving, basically. So yeah, let's get started on those. So I don't know who's the main character of Bad Scientist yet, but it's most likely going to be Andrew. He's a character I made back in 2020, and he's been through a lot of redesigns and a lot of canon changes. At one point I almost scrapped him, but I'm glad I didn't. I just kept at it until I'm finally happy with him. So basically he's a crested gecko, and he's a test subject in the lab. And I don't want to give like any spoilers, but he has to deal with a lot of mental baggage. And it's all the scientist's fault, of course. And then there's Curtis. Oh, where do I start with Curtis? I made him back in 2017, and his original name was Dr. Lavatail. Very creative name, I know. In the old canon, he basically just built a bunch of androids and he hated them, and he tried to kill them with his new androids. Great story, I know. So glad I scrapped that idea, because he has become a much more interesting character than he used to be. Because he totally didn't go insane in the new canon. Totally! He's a totally sane, normal guy with no mental problems at all. He's just your average Joe, normal guy, no problems at all. No, in all seriousness, this guy is batshit insane. And when I say batshit insane, I mean it. And it's all thanks to childhood trauma. Great. Basically, over 300 years ago, the scientists were trying to come up with the Immortal Project, and Curtis was the first successful experiment for the Immortal Project. So he's basically immortal, and he's about 368 years old as of currently. And being immortal took a toll on his mental state without going into spoilers. I mean, it's probably too late for spoilers because I've literally, shared his story all over the internet. I really need to keep stuff to myself more when it comes to posting. But yeah, there's Curtis. He's probably the secondary main character. I don't know yet. but he's definitely in the main cast. And then we have the android daughters, which are built by Curtis before he went insane. Well, before he went completely insane, that is. So the first android he ever built was Mitchie. Oh, Mitchie, she has been through a lot. She is one of my older characters. I made her back in 2014. And a lot of my characters at the time were based off Littlest Pet Shops, because why not? She was originally a Littlest Pet Shop that was a FNAF OC who wanted to kill everyone for literally no reason. Which is just no. Just no. And then over time she became more and more original until she is where she's at now. In the current canon, she's the first android built by Curtis, and she happens to be the most well built. And she's full of weapons. Her arms can turn into rotary machine guns and stuff like that. The next android daughter on the list is Margot. She is the second android that Curtis built. Margot isn't really that much developed yet, but as of now, her weapon of choice is poison, poisonous gas, and stuff like that. She has little needle injectors on the end of her fingers to poison people as well. Like Mitchie, I also first made her in 2014, and she originated as a Littlest Pet Shop and became what she is now. It's also the same with the next android daughter, Mandy. Mandy was also based off a Littlest Pet Shop, and she was actually made in 2013. She's one of the last androids Curtis built before he completely lost it, and it shows by her build quality and the way she acts. She's pretty feral in her behavior, and her weapon of choice is knives and blades. Stuff like that. Alright, moving on from the androids, we have Felicity. Felicity was originally a character I adopted, I don't know how long ago, but I think it was at least 2018 when I first adopted her. And I don't remember the person I adopted her from. But yeah, when I first adopted her, I drew her every now and then, and now she's become a developed character and all that. Basically, this girl just loves to cause chaos, and she loves pushing people's buttons. She gets a thrill out of it. She was born in the radiated forest, so she was mutated from birth. Her mom also died in the process of her birth, so she's basically an orphan until she was found by Mattis. Mattis is a rather recent character I made. I made him in September of 2023, and he's developed quite a bit since then. As of currently, he is the one who found Felicity after her mom died and pretty much raised her, until one day he disappeared, for reasons I shall not spoil. Mattis fought tooth and nail to keep Felicity safe in the rough, cutthroat forest that he also had to grow up in. And then we have Gabby and Richard. In the current canon, they own a compound where some of the survivors stay. Richard is more of the brains. He typically thinks logically and acts logically. It's hard to explain. He's also the one that builds the tech and stuff. Meanwhile, Gabby is more of the heart. She acts on emotions and can be quite compassionate. But oh boy, if you get on her bad side, she will let you have it. You will never hear the end of it. Ever. Once you're on her bad side, she will never forgive you. Well, not never, but it's gonna be very hard for her to forgive you. Alright, this is probably the last character I'm gonna talk about because all the other characters I could think about are spoilers. So, yeah. I guess this character is technically a spoiler if I think about it, but I still am gonna add them anyway because they're important to my character history. Here they are! It's Lenny! Lenny was born in the lab through a test tube. They were born without a gender. That's all I can really say about them in Bad Scientist. But as of older canons, oh my god, they've been through a lot. Lenny originally had like this super edgy, boring story. There's nothing wrong with being edgy, but oh my god, it was just so poorly executed and bland. Basically, him and Mitchie, yep, Mitchie, owned a kindergarten school and they taught kids how to kill people. Great idea, isn't it? And then Lenny's next story was just even worse. I don't even know if I want to go into it. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for the audio issues too. I noticed when I had my fan running, the audio is a lot more muffled. Next time I will try to work on that. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good one. Bye!